The Canelo team don't want Teofimo. Not our fault, bro. It's whatever the champ want. It's all right, bro. I don't want to be heavy, flat-footed, planted anyways. I'm a boxer. Pretty good boxer, too. I want to ask you guys something. A lot of people choose my about not knowing how to cut the ring off, right? Correct. But Canelo, he fought William Skull, and he could not cut the ring off.
It was all good just a week ago. Spat no more speech in the phone. Them up the bleach in your dome. I said it was all good just a week ago. Teofimo Lopez, the takeover, betrays and backstabs Canelo. Baby, you want baby? I know that. Canelo has kicked him out the camp. Kicked him out the crib like Jazzy Jeff on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I tell you how he became a prince of a town called Bel-Air. I pull up to the about 7 or 8, I yell to the cabby, you're home, smell you later. Looked at my kingdom, I was finally there. Bro, he kicked him out like Jazzy Jeff. It's over. Teofimo, he just went live. He just released and leaked that video. And he's basically saying Canelo's team don't want him. Canelo's team kicked him out. Then he starts taking digs at Canelo. You heard it, right? He says, oh, I don't want to be flat-footed anyway. I'm a real boxer, meaning getting on your toe. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. Make sure you guys subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. So Teofimo is taking shots. Shots. Taking shots at Canelo and pretty much Eddie Reynoso, making it sound like if he goes over to them and stays in the camp, he'll be flat-footed like Canelo. And he kind of foreshadows a bit because, as you heard at the end of that clip that I played at the beginning of my video, at the end, Teofimo makes mention. He said, a lot of y'all chewed me out saying I couldn't cut off the ring with Barbosa, but then look at your man's Canelo. Canelo fought William Skull, and he's basically said he couldn't do nothing with him. He didn't cut off the ring. So Teo definitely sounds a bit salty about this breakup. Make up to break up, in my opinion. But wait, there's more. Not only did Teofimo take these types of shots at Team Canelo and Eddie Reynoso, he also says he is now picking Terrence Crawford to beat and dethrone his brief stablemate. And I could tell you all day, but you got to hear some things for yourself. Roll the clip.
I'm going to go for Crawford. Because then, when he beats, let's say he beats Canelo, that gives him ammunition. So when I fight him, and I beat Crawford, beat Canelo. You know what I mean? Respect and BK all day. 718. What up? You heard? Yo, Jacob. The Canelo team don't want Teofimo. Not our fault. Bro. It's whatever the champ wants. It's alright, bro. I don't want to be heavy, flat-footed, planted anyways.
Okay. I told you, your boy Ego delivers. Now, I tell you, there's a lot of low-quality content available in this boxing space. But your boy Ego, with Boxing Ego, not only do I give my opinions, I share it with you so you can hear it from the horse's mouth. There's a lot of people who, they'll say this happened and they never show you the receipts, but I always try to provide the receipts as well so you guys get the full package right here on Boxing Ego. listen, all I ask, take the extra time, subscribe, like the video if you like it. If you don't, kick rocks, and let's keep this thing growing. So, Teofimo, you heard it from the horse's mouth. He says they don't want me anymore, but it's okay. But then he started taking shots. So, for me, I believe in don't burn your bridges. I've always been taught like that. Like, don't burn your bridges. Don't say anything you're going to regret. You know, this new generation, they play by a different set of rules. They are very, very almost emotional, you know, to the point where they'll say these things in the here and now and then have to retract it, or they get canceled and then they have to, you know, make videos crying and, oh, they canceled me. It's like, you got to watch what you say. So that relationship looks done. I don't know exactly what happens. We did hear that Tio and Ryan Garcia was going to be in camp, and then they were both on the Times Square card. Neither one of them was in camp. Instead, Eddie Reynoso picked Canelo and also Jaime Munguia. And you got to understand that Teofimo has been a problem. You know, he's been a problem child. He said a lot of controversial things. Eddie Reynoso is a grown man. He also has a mega fighter in Canelo Alvarez, so it's not like he's starving for cash. He has the biggest star, you know, him and Gervonta Davis in Canelo are the biggest stars in boxing. So you really can probably afford to be choosy. And Teofimo just represents a headache, saying this stuff about blacks and ESPN keep the blacks and, you know, these things, playing word games and phonetic games, trying to make it sound like where the liquor, and, you know, do liquor, where the liquor, you're doing all this Clayton Bigsby stuff. It's not working. So to me, this is Teofimo, good fighter, good skill set, but he seems to be his own worst enemy, in my opinion. And I don't really blame Eddie Reynoso for distancing himself, or Canelo. Plus, they got a big fight with Crawford, who Teofimo seems to now be picking. And at the end of the day, you don't want people who are problematic. Like, I'm a lifelong 49ers fan, right? My dad's a 49ers fan. My brother's a 49ers fan. Grew up right next to the Niners, you know what I mean? And in Northern California. And the reality is, we had people like, let's say, Terrell Owens, T.O., great prime athlete. But if he's a problem in the headache in the locker room, sometimes you got to cut people like that off despite their talent, because their outside controversies and their mouth or whatever attitude gets him in far more trouble. So it's almost not worth it. Yeah, we want someone who can catch, but at the same time, at what cost? You know what I mean? So I don't know exactly what went on with Teofimo and Canelo, but he looks like you're out. Let me know what you guys think. For more content, boxing news like this, subscribe.